Hey guys, welcome back to another round of Cyborg Gaming. I am here in the Sacred Grove, about to enter the Temple of Time. In my last video, we had to go through, going out of the Snow Peak Ruins area over to the Sacred Grove, finding the Skull Kid, and then we will now make it over into the Temple of Time. So let's make that little strike there, and let's open up this path into the temple. So for the beginning part of this one, it's not too bad. We're using basically a bunch of weights and things like that for switches, and then with the new item, the weights will basically become more active. We can control them at a distance to open up other puzzles and complete other items. So come right through here and just sprint right in. So the first room is just kind of quite large, and it will kind of show us different things. Let's get through this. So you can see there, we're missing one of those statues. And you can see the weights there that I was kind of referring to. We'll get into that in just a second. So let's go over here. And let's see if we get a Midna Q. Yep. There's something odd about that statue. Grove in the temple and tree, blah, blah, blah. Use your senses to take a look around. Very bossy. So you can see here. This is where it originally was, blah, blah. So nothing too crazy. We can't really do anything with that information right now. But these are kind of the cues right here. These are the extra weights. They're bigger than a pot. And you can see here there are some circles in there and some empty holes. That is because we can use our new item when we get it to control these from a distance. And so we don't have to go over and do things like this and drop it in place to activate different items. So let's go over here. And let's come up here. I would have your lantern out. We're going to need that here in just a second to get our first key. We have the birds. We're so close. Can you please help us? I never use this dude, but that's okay. So, alright, I already got my hearts. We're good there. So let's light these up. Nothing special here. Every single time you see these, you should know. Light it up to get, at worst, you get rupees usually. But here, we should be getting our mini key. Put that away. Let's open you up. And then let's go into the next area. So right up these stairs and through the first door. And we're moving along. Alright, so we got some enemies in here. Nothing too special, just take them out. And on this one, I think we can just use the pot. And you can see here, there's, I'll come over and get a better view. Nice. So that is just arrows. I have 15, let me get some more. So actually these are like teleporters. You can see we're going to bring a statue right there. It's going to teleport it from there. If I remember correctly. So the reason they're giving you arrows here is because this door opened, which flipped with that door. So you can probably just use the claw shot if you don't have arrows. Yep. Perfect. And let's go up to this next area. We're going to have a lot of these guys. I think 3 of them in the next room. And then a new enemy that we haven't really seen before. Let's finish him. Perfect. Get my heart, get back up to full health. And then let's Z-target this guy. Get behind him. And super easy. Nothing too crazy there. That should open up the map. So you don't always, you don't use need the map, but I find it to be somewhat helpful on this one. And then we're going to use the weights again that are off to my left. I think this is just rupees. Yeah, nice. I still need the magic armor, so for me, it's beneficial. And let's go drop this over here. And you can see above me, there's like a hook shot area. So we'll need that for later. So come right over here. Grab this one. And you can see we're about to enter into quite a large room. Perfect. And let's just go through this. Let's forget the bats. Alright, so let's head off into this room. Let's see, let's find this little lizard guy right here. So a lot of these guys in this temple. So finish him off. Let's give him a whoop on the shield and a little side attack. So you can see here in the middle, there's a bunch of bugs. We will be coming back to that, and you can see there's a weight in there. We cannot access that just yet. You can see we have a Poe right there, but nothing we can do about that either. So let's go over here. You can see like the little teleporter, and then I just want to show you these guys. I'm pretty sure we've seen these before, but just hit them right in the eye to take them out. So let's get some arrows, and then let's get moving upstairs. So I think we need the spinner at this point, and we are gonna go to the very top of the room. We are gonna go get our next key, and then kind of start going through some giant rooms with just large puzzles that are pretty simple overall. Whee! Love the spinner. All right, you can see locked door right there. You can see some spinners here. So let's push this, and we're going. Let's see, we're going up. Oh, we're going down. That should work. Shoot. All right, let's put this here. Do I need to get on the other side? I'm pretty sure I do. Okay. So we're gonna need to use the weight to enter the room, a new room that's gonna give us a key. So let's go all the way up. Do I need to go one more level up? No, we want to go over there. Okay, so of course. All right, let's get all the way over to the side here. Be wary of your spinners, and of course I'm still so slow it doesn't matter. So get over here, and I would put this right here. So we still need to go up one floor. Whoop, no, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Not the smoothest, but that's okay. So I would come and do it this way, or else you're gonna have to do it again. So it gives you a second to get on the platform, but if you miss it, you're gonna have to take it off of, you know, the switch and then get back on the platform. So let's go here. And let's take out these two guys. As fast as you can, the better. Huh. Alright, there we go. A little slow, but that's okay. Let's see if there's anything up here. This is probably just rupees. Yep. Okay, I'll take it. So I think on the HD version, some of those like little chests are switched with like stamps and stuff. When I went through that, I had a good time on the HD version. I really thought it was pretty and a great addition. But I always like the initial version. I think they're quite fun. Except for Wind Waker. Wind Waker was a massive improvement on the HD, where I can't go back to the original. Alright, so we are now back in this room. So we can go across. And we can just hopefully follow this guy so I do not get hit again. And now we can come back over here and use this key. So pull out the arrows. If you do not already, come over here. Let's take a swipe at that. And honestly, that's all this puzzle is doing, is just flipping these doors back and forth. It's nothing too crazy. You could even skip hitting this guy if you wanted to. So now, just double check. Yep, that's shut. And just hit the switch with the arrow. So hopefully you have arrows at this point, or else you got to go back and try to figure out where to get some. I'm just going to skip right over you. And I think this is the compass. And then the next room is basically the same thing. It's just the switch is higher up, and there's a little bit more like enemies. So let's go see what this is, just in case. I'm sure they'll drop some arrows for the next room, and they do. Ooh, I actually thought that was gonna just hit the wall. Okay, so let's go up the stairs. We'll probably run into some more of our new like lizard friends. And you can see, yep, just finish them right off. I do like the additions of, like, you know, more enemies in the temples. It makes it a little, you know, feel a little bit more challenging, which, to be honest, you shouldn't really have any problems with the enemies within here. So come over here and look up. So now we can go to the next area, and we're just going to keep doing that as we did in the previous room. Go. Finish. Oh! I'm in trouble. Go. And those attacks that we learned from the hero are pretty useful. Oh, I thought you were dead. Oh, well, I don't need anything from here. But, as always, just hit the switch. Hit the switch. Wow. Okay, so, not sure how I missed the first two shots, but that's okay. I'm gonna take you out. Wow, maybe I won't. There we go. Can't use my finishing move. But once you get behind him, you should be okay. Makes it a little easier. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Let's go this way. Alright, roll. There we go. Jeez. Alright, let's see. Can we hit this one more time and get to the next area? Well, that was bad. There we go. That one looked good. The controls are kind of off when I'm coming out of shooting that arrow. Alright, so this should take us right back to the big room, I believe. Is there something in front of that? Okay, yeah. So, you can see it drops a lot of arrows, so I might as well just, yep, Z target, L target, whatever. And let's just keep doing that. Ah, whatever. I'm sure I'll get arrows when I need them. Alright, let's go over here. Let's pick up some arrows. Perfect. Now we got our chest. They don't seem to do that as much either, compared to the old ones where it's like, you kind of needed to take out the enemies in the room, and that's usually when the chest would appear. 50 rupees, I'll take it. So, let's go up top here. I don't think there's anything else I am missing. So basically this is like a weight pendulum. So you can see here, I am too big. So let's see, can I go over here and throw this up there? Perfect. Now we have it the opposite way. So let's come over here and let's throw that up. And you can see still too much weight. That should do it though. So now we're even, we can continue on and into the next room. And you can see there's spinners up here. There's a Poe right there. And then there's a hook shot right there. For now though, I am gonna just go right in here. Actually, do I want to just use that? Let me check one thing. Okay, I just wanted to take a look to see if I could use that extra weight as a way to get that Poe, but it doesn't look like it. So let's get through this guy. And we're about halfway through the temple already. We're almost at the mini boss. So let's get through this pretty quickly. And let's get our new item, which is going to be called the Dominion Rod. And that's going to allow us to use the weights and move them around as needed to access some of the new puzzles in next areas. Cool, cool, cool. We got our mini key. And these type of enemies are like my mortal enemy at this point. I always die to like the most basic things or get hit by the most basic things. Alright. So I just want to be very careful. There we go. Place this down. Get rid of all that electricity so I can continue on into the next area. So again, I'm going to take all these guys out. If I can hit them. Nice. So I think this one again will only give me about 50 rupees, but I don't care. I want it. Go. Let's see. We gotta take out the other enemies anyways. I want to see, will the pot actually do it? Nice. Nope. Okay. So he's down. Nice and simple. And you're down too. Nice and simple. So now I got some arrows. And I actually really enjoy the mini-boss on this one. I like it, just a good sword fight straight up. Let's see who's going to win this. And obviously, he's not too difficult. But I enjoy these type of mini-bosses. I play a lot of Dark Souls. And just the battle back and forth about, you know, who can win these type of things are really enjoyable compared to kind of a lot of gimmicks. Alright, please open that. And obviously, after we beat this mini-boss, we'll get the Dominion Rod, and then we got a handful of other things we can do before going to the boss. I think there's also still 2 heart pieces I need to collect within the level. So I'm going to skip this. Let's go take you on. So, love the armor set, love the sword, and this is going to be a fun one. Let's see how long it takes on, because I have a tendency just to hit shields. But what basically let him do his attack, and he's going to speed up as we go. So you can see he's losing armor, kind of like Ocarina of Time. So let's let him do his attack. Ooh. I disagree. Alright, let's just let him do his attack and do our thing. Come on. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to do. Okay, my bad. So, let's un-Z target, let him do his attack, and then we can go about swinging. Doing that rolling attack is obviously taking too much time. He got me on that one. He got a side attack. go. Got a couple on him there. Now he's pretty lightweight. He still's got some more to go. And I keep on messing up doing that side attack. But I'm not losing any damage. There we go. Finally, one good attack. And now he's in straight speed mode. So I just went straight for him. You can see he's got that little jab. Now I can knock him off balance. And I'm doing a lot better on the speed one than I did on the heavy. And you can see right behind him there is a chest that is locked up. We are about to grab that, and we now have the Dominion Rod. So we're about halfway through the level. We still got, the pose to collect. We still got a couple heart pieces and get over to the boss. So that opened up right for us. Perfect. And let's get that open. So as always, just equip it immediately. There's a handful of items we're going to have to use in this one, but now, since we have the Dominion Rod, let's put it up. And I think we are good. I don't think there is anything else that we need. Okay, yeah, let's grab this guy up here. Can't believe I almost forgot about him. This entire next area, we're going to be utilizing this statue here. So we're actually going to bring him all the way back as far as we can, and he will also be helping us collect the boss key here in a bit. So let's go over here, just run as much as you can, and then release if you need to. That's okay. And then just let him, like I mentioned, these are teleporters. Let him get teleported to the next room. And he is actually very useful. He doesn't just move, he can attack. So let's get over to the next one. I'll show that off here. Okay. So he can break that gate without a problem with his massive hammer. So, no. Press Y. For me, I have my rod on Y. So that is how that works. So, let's just take you out. And let's just take you out. So, let's just run over here. Get him as close as you can here. Put that away. Let's step here. My bad. I'm gonna have to aim a little bit. And just get him on top there. And now you can just walk your way over. And then remember, there's a switch here. There's electricity. So if you need to, pull back and take a step back. You can see I was like right on that electricity. And then, I swear you can break these. Yep, there we go. I have a hatred for those rollers, so I am going to break them every time. So now, double check. There was no teleporter in this room, so we should just be good to continue down. Yeah. So, let's take our new friend all the way down the hallway. And let's see, can I break these? Can I break you? Nice. Nice. That is so annoying. I don't know why I need to move the rod to do these attacks. It makes no sense to me. Okay. So, you can see there. Let's bring this over. So, we can remove that. Let's pick you up. Let's throw you over here. And then let's grab our new friend, which I need to work on my aiming skills. And just bring him over here. So let's put that away. And now with him on the switch, we just need to put this down and walk him into the teleporter. So you know, this is the path. This is how we're going to be doing basically the rest of the level. the... Ooh, I don't think it's the next room. Maybe it is. Let me check. We are going to be utilizing him and the spinner, the hook shot to get the... Yep, this is it. So right now, don't worry about moving him. We are going. Our goal is to get up top to the Poe and use those spinners. So let's go here. And let's see, can I claw shot my way up? Not just yet. Okay, so let's move you over. Perfect. So let's move you. Oh, actually, I probably don't. Actually, well, let's see. Let's grab one at least. So now you can collect these. And obviously, when we're moving that big guy, we are going to need all of them. They're, you know, I think we have 6 of them to grab. And so the point that why I left him over there is because he's going to reset when we leave the room to go grab the master key. And it's just not worth the headache of going to, like, move him and then restart. So just follow my path here. So, spinner. You should be quite familiar with this from the last level. And just ride this around. There's nothing tricky on this one, but it's gonna lead us right to the boat. Oh, get out of... Alright. And you can see a little rupees chest over there. So, come on. You're way too high for me. I can't do anything with that. But I can do something with that. Now, let's rip that face off. We probably got around 10 Poes at this point. As I mentioned a dozen times, I'll be going through and collecting them at the end of the game, as I find that to be a little bit easier. Still got probably like 8 to 10 bugs to collect as well. Alright, so we got our 20 rupees. And this next one is not too bad. It's just kind of an interesting puzzle that they did here. So we do need our hook shot here. We do not need the, you know, spinner. But we are going to need to use these as weights. So just make them accessible from when you're up top. Oop. Go. Alright, so let's move our way up. So now we can exit, no problem, but that's not what we want to do. We want to come all the way up top here. Remember, no, like, very little rooms in Zelda. None of them are just, you know, go into a room, take out an enemy, get nothing. We want to grab this item here, which is the boss key. So hopefully you look up and recognize that. And just take that right down. Let's go here. And now, this is where, like, it would probably be confusing for some people. Let's go grab those shells. So that's why, if you don't have them, like, accessible, if they don't, like, they don't pop up in your vision when you're looking down, you can easily miss that and not know what the heck you're supposed to do for that 4th one. Luckily, though, we've got this, and now we got the boss key, and now we're gonna move our new guardian friend to the next room. So let's go out of here and continue back. So we're gonna head off to the left here. So come over right here, and he'll be right underneath us. So let's throw you. And let's exit over there. And then push him forward from over here. And we're going to need to get all the weights over. So come over here. Just throw that up. Might as well just jump down and come over. Take out as many of these little guys as possible. Nice, got some arrows. And I think I showed you guys over here on the top, there is also another one. So come over here though, let's use all 3 of these. You can see the 2 just isn't enough. let's get you. Oh, I'm an idiot. There we go. Can't walk backwards if there's nowhere backwards to walk. So now I can just throw all 3 of these on top. There we go. So let's see if we can move him a little bit further. Alright, perfect. I thought for sure I had to use all of them, but that's okay. So now we just need it level. Oh, come on. Alright, let me take a step back. Apparently Link needs a little bit more room to throw. I am really bad at this. Alright, there we go. That should be good. And one more. And let's get out of this. And then let's remove my weight. Alright, we'll come back to this. And let's see, did that level it out? Perfect. So, there we go. Just come all the way down. Let me exit. And then let's get a little closer to him. So we're built a little bit more level. So obviously he can just destroy all these little bugs. That's not what I meant to do. And let's just end this. I don't really want to be getting hit while I'm controlling him, and I'm going to get arrows back from these guys anyways. Let's quick scope these guys and get them out. Now I have free access to my teleporter. I can send my homie along his way, and we are going to go to the next room. So we're making actually pretty good progress on this. Probably closer to 2/3 away along the way, and done through this level. So let's get him back. So I need to hit that switch. Nice. Let's see, can you just break that door for me? Nice. Yes, you can. And then you can sit right there. And I should have access to this over here. I believe this is a heart piece. Yep. So we still have one to go. Hopefully I did not miss anything. I'm pretty sure I've been grabbing every item, more or less every item along the way. And now we can just use you to just smash. Alright, let's get over here. Look up. Okay, we're good to go. But I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like a teleporter or something up there. And we're good to utilize this guy in the next room. So same thing, you just want to smash through these doors. So just make things so much easier. And also get aligned with your guy. I keep having to stop him and start again because I am not aligned. You can see about the same pace as me, which is pretty nice. So let's get through here. Smash, smash, smash. Let's see, can you just smash this guy for me? I've actually... Oh, interesting. Okay. That makes sense, though. And now, same thing. We'll need our arrows now to switch the doors as... Oh, okay. Perfect. That worked out well for me. Hit the... You know, you need to hit the switch if you don't have him. So, let's see where he teleports off to. We are going up. So let's see if I can push this the correct way. I hate you, spinners. I hate you so much. Alright. Which way am I going? Perfect. So we are soon going to grab this second heart. And let's get you over here with me. So now, as you know, you can always skip the heart if you do not want to take the time to get that. But in my opinion, it is definitely worth it. So let's see. Can I push this to go down? Perfect. Statues in the way. We are going to use them as a weight for this one. So where we were over there, that is where we're going back to. Come on, come on, come on. Haha, that's cool. Alright, I'll stop messing around. I'm over here smacking myself. And I still managed to get hit. I am terrible with these things. Alright, I'm just gonna maneuver over here and act like they don't exist. So let's go over here. I can't even remember. Okay, it's the inside one that's still there. So if I stay on the outside, I can't get hit. I've already been hit by these guys probably 5 times. So let's go over here. Let's put this down. Get over here. And you don't really need to take out the enemies this time. Take out as many as you need to kind of progress into the next part. The big ones, I would say, take them out maybe. But we're going to activate the heart piece in this next area, and this is where we need to be. So that's why, like, over here, I'm just clearing my path just in case. So let's go and move. I do not like you. Let's go and throw this one right up top. And since I'm up here, they can't bother me. And I can walk you right onto the switch. There we go. Perfect. So, same thing here. The other way, though, is that there is already one set up for you. So, take this all the way over. Let it drop. And now we should have a chest here. Perfect. So that should be our heart piece. And then we can also take the statue over to the bottom section of the last room, the giant circle room. And we'll get our next Poe. Perfect. And we're almost done with this temple, really. So, let's go. Let's see if the statue stayed with me. I think I have to go back up. Yep. And both rollers are back. Hate you guys so much. So I think I pushed it this way to go up. And then on the next one, instead of stopping in the middle, we'll just need to go all the way down. Alright, let's get as close to you as possible. And let's go. So bring him off to this side. Okay. I swear that's how I did it on the last time. Alright, can I get around you? No, not just yet. Okay. But I can do this. Okay, so we're at the middle floor, and now we want to go all the way to the bottom floor. So if you remember, there was a giant room with a bunch of bugs and electricity. And now I want to get him out. Oh, let's not do that. And you can probably just use him to smash. But let's speed this up a little bit. as these are quite simple to take out. Just kind of one scope, quick scope, keep moving. There we go, perfect. Got my arrows, and now the electricity is gone. So before I exit the area, I want to go get the Poe. So we're going to use him to just destroy. Let's get him up, and then we can worry about me. The gate that was protecting the Poe, which I think I came over and showed you guys earlier. You can see there the teleporter. I don't want to crash that just yet. Let's go over here. Perfect. Now I can move back to wolf form and collect our Poe. And you can see there is a switch. You can also see that I missed my attack. Dude, what? Come on. I feel like I'm very unlucky, and like these should be pretty basic attacks, and I'm over here missing them like an idiot. Alright, there we go. So, let's turn back. Let's go use that weight to hold that down. So this one should be pretty quick. And we should be able to get our statue friend back to, I think the room before this is the main room. And we should be pretty good from there out. Alright, let's avoid you. You aren't much of a problem. And then just drop it right there. Oh, already. Okay, that's interesting. And come over here. Use the guy to just smash the gate. Third tries the charm, I guess. Oh, man. It looks like I've never played this game before, or anything gaming, you know, for that matter. So let's go through here and head all the way back. Okay, so we do have another room before the main room. Just take him out, as that is a nuisance. I believe there is a claw shot right above, which I think I showed as well, and that is the reason for that. So let's get the Dominion Rod out. I don't need to read anything about that. And then let's smash this guy, just for the fun of it. Perfect. And let's head down the hallway. Don't have too good a vision right now, so let's like even out with him. Stay behind him just because you seen I like to attack myself with him, mainly because I'm bad at this. And let's move you over, and you can see another teleporter. Perfect. Just because I can, let's break that. And let's get him to the next room. So I'm pretty sure on this one I need to use the weights again. Nope, we're good. Back in the main room now, we are. So now we need to get him back into his original placement, which is what Midna was referencing at the very beginning of the level. So here we go. To the left. And we have the boss key already, so nothing too crazy there. That's awesome. It just lights up for us, and we now have access to the next area. Alright, let me look forward. Let's come over here and take out that eye. if you can take out the eye from here, actually let's just scoot forward. So I'm gonna avoid these little spinners like my life depends on it. Oh, did I? Whoop, very close. Take that out. Take that out. And then let's move forward. Where did those weights go? There we go, perfect. So this is just the last room right before the boss fight, and the boss fight's pretty fun. It's pretty much just the entry-level boss in Ocarina of Time within the Deku tree. So now we have that moved. You just can pull that. And it's going to be like a giant one of these spiders, and you're going to want to use a lot of arrows. You actually might even want to pull out the spinner for some of the little guys, just because they're annoying. Excuse me. The little spiders can be taken out, the little like ticks, can be taken out with the spinner. So if you're running out of arrows, anything like that, just pull out the spinner. But here, at the ceiling, we are going to see the giant spider, and then you can see our helping statues over here. We're going to need to use the Dominion Rod to crush the giant spider. You know, as normal, it's about 3 times. We need to get that eye hit with the arrow. And then he's going to drop a lot of little spiders or ticks on us. Blah, blah, blah. So that's pretty much the context for this fight here. Let's wait for that eye to open up. There we go. One smash down. Simple enough, right? So for me, it's a little bit dark on my screen, so I'm having a little hard time seeing things. But other than that, this is a pretty straightforward fight. Just keep an eye up. And here we go. Now we got a lot of the eggs, and the little baby spiders will appear. So you can do like general, you know, hack and slash. For me, I'm not too worried about them. I have enough arrows, enough attacks where I can get him down. And just smash immediately. So for me, it's harder getting around the spider than anything. But other than that, yeah, this is a pretty straightforward fight. So I expect another like sack of attacks, another like handful of baby spiders. Let's see. Yep. Makes it a little easier too when you can get them before they hatch, much like Ocarina of Time. So let's see where you are. So hopefully this is it. Nope. Where you going? Where you going? There we go. Is that it? Yeah, it's not looking too good for him, so that is it. So 3 attacks, take you a couple minutes. Just do your best to avoid those little spider babies. Use the spinner if you need to take out a lot at once and you're... Ooh, no, no, no. We still got the eye. There we go. Seem to be forgetting a lot of the second parts of these battles. My memory is not too good anymore. Alright, but now we got another piece of the mirror, and we still have... We gotta grab our heart container. We got some decent amount to do before we go off to the next temple, but we should be able to get that started in our next video. You're welcome, Midna. I've been saving you this entire time. No thank you or nothing, just a bunch of attitude from you. Alright. The last one is in the sky, and that one is a fun one. And there is one single thing within that level that took me forever to figure out when I first played this game on GameCube all the way back when it came out. Let's go. But honestly, yeah, we're getting towards the end of the game. We still have a good amount to do, as like we gotta fight Gandorf, we gotta fight Zant, we gotta go through this next temple. There's a lot that's packed into the last chunk of this game. This temple, getting to this temple was honestly quite quick. The end of the game, though, will take a good amount of time. So let's get out of here. And back to the Sacred Grove. So let's go and move you out of the way. Let's grab you. Perfect. I probably should have started this with this, so maybe I will do that. I'll cut it for the next video, because I don't want anybody to miss this part. Let's transform the wolf. And there we go. Just double check. Yep. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get started on the next temple. Man, the Temple of Time is so cool. I love that temple. I think it's one of my favorite. The Twilight Princess temples are just amazing in my opinion. Dominion Rod. There's magic. Return to the sky. And a spell. The statues. And yes, that's the key. I will end this video here. So we need to collect a handful of statues. We'll get into all of that on our next video. But that, guys, is the Temple of Time here in Twilight Princess within the GameCube. So I really hope you guys found that video helpful. Catch you on the next one.